Good morning, it's Saturday the 7th of February 2015. My name is Andy Rowe and this is trendfollower.co.uk, and in this video I'm going to just run through some of the key indices that I like to look at each week just to get a feel for how the markets are doing, because sometimes that has an influence on my trading. And I'm going to start off with the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the DJI, which this week went up quite a lot. Really the past few weeks the prices have been very up and down, and it's been impossible to tell really whether things are rising or things are falling. They seem to have done that relatively alternatively. But there was a high reached at the end of 2014, which hasn't been surpassed. Even this week, with a strong rise, things haven't gone past that high point. So hard to say whether things are going up or things are going down. I don't know. Yeah, the MA20 is above the MA50, so that's normally a good sign. But it has been like that for a long time. You can see how things have gone up and up and up and up and up over the years, and where's it all going? Well, it'll come down at some stage, I'm sure. But is this the peak here at the end of 2014? I don't know. Nasdaq. So these are the tech companies in the US. Again, same thing. Quite a big rise this week, pulling back up above the MA20. Yeah, so it's not falling through the floor or anything. S&P 500, same thing. So these are the top 500 companies in the US, the biggest companies, did well this week. So similar kind of graphs to the Nasdaq. There we go, and the DJI. So I don't know why I look at all three, but I like to get a feel for everything. They're doing a similar sort of pattern. If I just extend this out, you can see how the S&P 500 has been up and down over the years. In recent times, been very much up. Some people would argue this is because of quantitative easing, which has artificially pumped the prices up. Is this a good time to buy? I don't know. Well, no, in retrospect, really. I don't know. I think people are probably nervous. The French index has gone up quite nicely this week. So if you remember, quantitative easing was announced in Europe, continental Europe, a couple of weeks ago, pushing the price up dramatically. It fell back a little bit. Now it's gone up a little bit more. So it looks like things on the continent are on the up, and this has certainly been mirrored by the German markets, which have gone further up as well. Indeed, the UK, the FTSE 100 index was up a bit, but still hasn't gone above the highs reached last year, which is interesting. So UK here, I guess, kind of taking on board some of the limits of the US market. I don't know. But you can see how the FTSE 100 really has gone nowhere. If I just extend the graph out, you can see these three peaks here back in 2000, 2000 and what would this be? 7 and 8. Big falls there. We're up at the same sort of heights. Where's it going to go? If you extend the pattern, I suppose you might say down, but it might go up. We don't know. No one knows. But certainly, I think everyone's a little bit nervous. Okay, the FTSE 250 has gone up. I had a couple of goes at shorting the FTSE 250 as it was falling down, and then it came up against me. It's gone up further. It's up at about the same level as its high in the spring of 2014. So will it go further? I don't know. The FTSE 350 has gone up. In fact, this index went up, and I think went up higher than the highs of 2014. So maybe signs of optimism in the FTSE 350. So maybe good things there. The Nikkei has gone up a little bit this week. This is the Japanese index. The PIMCO bond fund, so it's gone down quite a bit. So perhaps bonds going the opposite direction to stocks. This is this crazy government bond futures thing that I keep looking at. This has gone up, so maybe people are getting nervous about governments not being able to pay their loans back. So This goes up as people's concerns about the ability of the Japanese government to pay its bonds back. Because I think Japan is the most indebted of the developed nations. So if they default on their bonds, this will go through the roof because it's a 3 times leverage thing. If I extend it out, you can see how it has fallen from a price of $20 down to $15.43. This week went up quite a bit from below $15 to $15.50. So that's kind of interesting. The Aussie index went up a lot. So the Australian index had been sort of falling overall. I'd say until about 2 weeks ago, and then it's gone up quite a bit. So why is that? Don't know, but it's if we go back to 2008, you can see that the price of the index was up around 6,000, went down to about half that in 2009, and has been sort of creeping up, and this week's gone up quite a bit, so that's interesting. Gold has gone down, so it did look like gold was on the rise, but that's been that has been reversed. So, but you know, hasn't gone down below the low of last year. Who knows where it'll go? Property, TR Property Investment Trust has stalled a bit. Went up quite a bit a couple of weeks ago. This particular investment trust owns quite a lot of. Was influenced heavily by its holdings in continental Europe. It's got some German property in it, and that would have gone up quite a lot with the quantitative easing announcement 2 weeks ago. I think that's why that candle, was so massive. But the past couple of weeks, it's stalled a bit. Oil has gone up nicely. It's been the big fall over the past 6 months. The price of oil has pretty much it's more than halved. This is a graph of the US oil fund, and it's a big American ETF that essentially reflects the price of oil, and you can see a couple of places where I've bought it. So the pundits are suggesting it's on the rise again. Certainly this week it's done well. So anyone that bought right at the low down here, can feel vindicated. Will it keep going up, or will it go down more? Who knows? But everyone's got a use for oil, and so certainly oil won't go down forever, in my opinion. So I guess the further down it goes, the better value it looks. So you can see a couple of arrows here where I've bought some USO, that's looking much more positive than it was. The Vanguard Total Bond Market ETF down quite a bit, again doing the opposite of shares. So the obviously the American market's gone up quite a bit this week, but bonds have come down quite a bit. So there we go. American markets up. Continental markets up, UK markets up a bit, property stalled a bit, oil up quite a lot, gold down a bit. So there we go. So does this mean that things will continue to go up or down? Well, no one knows. That's the whole point. No one knows the future. But anyway, that gives me a feel for the markets, and what I'm going to do now is to make a video of my open positions whilst I look through and see how they're getting on. So hope you found that interesting, and look forward to catching up with you next week. Bye for now.